white South Africans living in the US are trooping back to South Africa despite claims of persecution in South Africa. Well, the President Donald Trump had accused South Africa of perpetrating a white genocide and opened the floodgates of white South Africans, especially those who are from Dutch, to get asylum in the US and even get citizenship to save them from being genocided in South Africa. Well, after going to the US, they have realized that life in the US is not easy for Africans. The living standards in the US are not as compared to South Africa, where they enjoyed white privilege, enjoyed free land, and enjoyed good weather. Again, the crime rate in the US cannot compare with that of South Africa. Despite South Africa having criminals, most crime, 35% of it, affects black South Africans. Only about 8% of the crime affects white South Africans. So they are relatively safe in South Africa as compared to the US. Again, these South Africans who are trooping back to South Africa are not just those who left during the last year or this year. There are those even who went during the 1994 Declaration of Independence, where Nelson Mandela came to power through the ANC party. At that time, they felt that they could not survive in an Africa country where majority leadership was held by the African people who had been fighting for apartheid. And so they went to live in the US. And again, going to live in the US, they had lost their citizenship. Nevertheless, the 1995 law that prohibited dual citizenship was overturned, and now they are allowed to come back to South Africa and regain their South African citizenship. In the recent past, we have seen a spike of around 12,000 white South Africans going to the portal where they can have their citizenship status overturned, and they regain their South African citizenship. This will enable them to come back to South Africa. It clearly shows that Africa is doing much better than the US, despite the US being a superpower and having a superpower status. We all understand the US resources are all geared towards its endless aggression towards other countries. And right now, it's grounded in the Middle East or the Persian Gulf. That is all. Kindly like and subscribe this channel.